Okay, there we go. I used a rock and a tomato to get this set up right. And like, I feel like we got an interesting amount of light, right? This is a purple mica that I found that I really like. For a while, I was thinking it was like lepidolite or amethyst, but I love this chunk. One of my favorites. I really gotta get some water up here. Let's do that. Videos or schmidigos? I know I'm never ready. I'm never ready because I actually made turkey today. Made the turkey today. Because I don't really have freezer space, so. And it was like the smallest turkey I've ever made in my life, and it like fell right apart. Okay, so see that? See how it's like purple, and then it had that sparkly plane, and it had a few flat planes. This is definitely one of my favorite pieces. So we show it off again, and again, and again, and again. Okay, but the porphyry part that I didn't say, it's compact feldspathic base with crystals of feldspar are decimated, often white and lighter tint, which I'm reading right out of my old dictionary there, so that's not my definition, but see how I feel like this is a piece of basalt though, but oh, my tomato rock. Remember, did you guys ever, especially if you're in Australia, I guess, right? That picnic at Hanging Rock. Where'd everybody go? Just kidding. I know it's tragic. National tragedy. Okay. Okay. Just, come on. Come on, household things. It's like nothing ever props. Look at that green, though. Beauty, beauty. So in some of them, I could totally understand the feldspar base, and it says there are reds, purples, and green variations, right? Like this one, once you cut it, definitely look at that, like the bleeding, like the mud there. I would definitely say that one's got a feldspar base. But the other ones are hard. It's hard to, like the other guy, he seems harder, right? Or like this one. I would definitely want to say that that was like a feldspar in here. It's creamy and it's smooth.
Hey.
Yes? In your room, honey. I don't even know if I'll slap that. Just like that. Just like that one. 4-4. So it didn't always have to have purple on it. Or didn't have to have green or whatever, right? These are just the ones we found. Like here's a purple one. Looking a little more pumice-y, but it does have a little bit of green in there. Oh, what's this one? A little green. That must be it. I wouldn't say, I don't know. I gotta talk about another type of rock. That one looks more like a chlorite with quartz in it. It's pretty though. That's definitely one of the ones that's one of the ones we cut in half. Poor rock saw. Hope it works again. It should. This would be a different.
No.
I don't even know if that one's a 4-4. It's a little more basaltic, but it doesn't have like decimated vesicle crystals or whatever in it. But this one does, and this one does. I have different colors, not quite white. Like, see, that one had the blue. I'm assuming it's still a 44. I don't know. Maybe it's a basalt. Buggy basalt too. This one of those porphyries with a vein in it. Quartz vein. Another one. I want to chop that one too. This one we chopped. It's pretty, hey? And then you just need an emery cloth, I guess. We're going to go down and get that tomorrow. Emery cloth. See how that works. See how that works. See how they work right down. Oh, and this was interesting. But I don't know. Oh, and this. Okay, so now I don't know if I would call that a 44. That's something else. That's like just got some like chlorite on there, which I'm gonna switch to talking about here in a second. Does that sound like someone here or someone just... A lot of traffic outside. It's Christmas time. Christmas time traffic. These are nice, eh? Would have been nice to split that one too. That bright green. That's what we're gonna get talking about. That bright green. So, and look at this one. Not a porphyry. This one like a green stone. A chlorite. So someone commented on my thing about rhodium. Rhodium chloride, or Richie guy commented on there, and that's a pretty good one for me because we do got red, and I've been bringing home all this red, like this red. Sometimes I find quartz that's like, right? Like, look at that red. And when I was in that sulfide hole the other day, I brought home some reds that I was pretty sure are Chlorite. What was I talking about? Rhodium. So it was Greek, the rhodios for rose-like. So if it's pink or red, I guess that should give it away. So there are a few things that are pink or red. And they're not, it's hard to tell if it's like a hematite quartz, or it's a garnet, or it's a Chlorite, or it's a cinnabar. Like some of these 44s have red on them, like you would expect cinnabar to look like. And cinnabar was a red sulfide of mercury or quicksilver, and it kind of like grows on the outside like a vein, I'm pretty sure. And I have a few specimens, and I'm just not 110% sure if that's what it is on there, if it's like cinnabar, or if it's Chlorite, or if it's what, rhodium. So rhodium was associated with palladium and the ore platinum, which was also very interesting to me because once upon a time we picked some little metal balls out of some of these rocks when we did some panning, and we were kind of like, little metal balls. There's one of the ones that I cut. Hey, see that pink feldspar in there in amongst the blue? Yeah, so I was just kind of in my dictionary looking at the rhodium. And I'll get to chloride in a second, but like we have a pink and black, like a rhodonite, right? You seen me cut one, and I'm just gonna show you right now. And so like, I don't know, to me, it's like a case bar with the manganese in there because it's kind of more pinky. But apparently Bella Coola does have a pink and black rhodonite. I haven't found much besides like these, but we'll be checking that out to see what is right about that for sure, because these little dark red crystals kind of trip me out. Sometimes some of the stuff, right, is like more pink, right? This one, is it albite in there? Is it rose quartz in there? You guys seen me pop open this other guy. I've shipped half of this away now, but you know, this one's got the little dots, obviously, and it's like a more pink, and it's got some spots in there that I almost want to be like silver ore. Oh, and so here's one of those lines that I was kind of talking about, right? Like, see, could just be a hematite line, but some of them where the red is really a lot more apparent on the side, it looks like you're looking at like a big spider egg or something. I cut this one. It kind of reminds me of like just a really soft montage there, right? Of like gray and purple and blue. Some green on the outside. It's pretty. It's pretty. We cut this one. Oh, and here's its counterpart. Okay, I've kind of got a system here. See how I'm like piling them to the other side? Kind of got a system. Nice, right? I was so stressed out after making turkey dinner, you guys. Turkey dinner stressed me out. So I'm excited to, I could look for palladium ore. I can do that. I can super do that. Because I am confused by shiny flakes. I can find shiny flakes on pretty much anything these days. So that's a nice one. Oops. So if I could switch from like flakes to like tiny little balls or whatever, I already got a couple of those in a jar somewhere. That's kind of neat. So tomorrow we'll do the saw thing. Okay, and this is my piece of pink granite feldspar. That is just straight up case bar. See how it's kind of peachy? It's also like breaks off into tiny little like sharp pieces or whatever. It is a pretty nice piece. This piece is the nicer piece, but this piece I'm shipping away for a gift, so I won't spoil the surprise there, but this is one of the ones that's coming, and I really like this one because it shows the silver, like it might just be biotite muscovite, but it might also be like a galena ore or something. It's very, very pretty. Okay, and I cut this guy apart, but he was just like a soft basalt with a few lines. He's still kind of pretty. People like dark blues. Okay, and then let's get into some of these float pieces that you seen me bring down. Okay, and then we had a little bit of talk about them having some shiny areas in them that I'm gonna have to go over more carefully to see what they are. That's for sure. But very raw. Look like they're very near the source. So we might we're gonna crack these guys and see what's in there. And I also have like this little guy that came from across the street. It's just got a weird, shouldn't have gotten it wet, but isn't it pretty? It's just got all different colors. I just love the specimen so much. Shouldn't have gotten it wet. Doesn't even need to be wet and it shines. Anyways, I shouldn't have gotten it wet. This is one of my crystals that sat in the vinegar. See how the vinegar melted some of it away, so you can see the shapes. It's the best way to put it. It's got teeth, right? This is very interesting. I love these nieces. I wanted to cut this one. Didn't get a chance to cut it though. Isn't that nice? Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous stone. A peg that we sliced. Oh yeah. Pink granite. Pinky granite. Oh, this one too. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, sometimes they're subtle pretty, right? Subtle pretty. Okay. Also, let's do a quick. So, I was out the other day and I picked up some of these. See how flat these are? See how they're kind of, it's hard to tell right here. But they have a very, like, distinct sheen to them. And they're very brittle. And they're all flat and rounded. They come out of this creek near my house. And I've just been wondering what they are. Sometimes I bring home other rocks, and this isn't like one of my best specimens. But you see that? It's got a very like pearly, iridescent blue to it, right? And I've found it growing on quartz. And then I've found it in all the creeks, like looking like this. And it does bust. I could probably like snap this again with my finger and it would break into little cleavage planes. So Wally there online was saying that it is probably schist. Schist. Okay. So I should put a glove on. Okay, so schist, a rock containing mineral ingredients so arranged as to impart a more or less laminar structure that may be broken into slabs or slaty fragments. Mica schists, chlorite schists, right? So in that sense, in the sense that it is like a blue mineral that I can break, that flakes and you can break into smaller pieces, then that makes sense because, I mean, that creek bed up there is full of different types of rock. It's just funny to me that they, well, not funny, but it's living in a mystery to me that they all kind of like, I'm just putting a glove on here, end up small and blue and shiny. Or I even have some that are not. Okay, so I'm just putting this on, so, because as I've had some discussion with some people online about this. Okay. I found this on the beach in the sand. Look at it. And it was so shiny, and it was so beautiful. I picked it up with my hands because I thought it was a gemstone. Beautiful, beautiful gemstone, right? And it could be just a tiny little blue, but look how good its teeth, right? There's only one thing that grows teeth like that in the wild. So then I brought it home, and then I was getting kind of, then there's also this one. Isn't that crazy? The teeth. So maybe this one less so of an asbestos crystal, but I feel like the other one is an asbestos crystal. So that's why I glove there, and I just wanted to show you guys that because I was getting a little bit freaked out at first thinking that that kind of blue was Maybe it was all like crocodilite blue, right? This is one of my favorite pieces. It's actually magnetic. This black chunk on the bottom is magnetic. And then it's got some sort of like blue quartz and sulfides going on there. Cool, right? Yeah. Yeah. So, so that was the schist. So it could be chlorite schist, like a blue schist growing on my rocks, and that's what makes it all. Look at that carnelian quartz, isn't that nice? Makes it all nice and shiny. So, and I don't know if that's a asbestos crystal, but looks kind of cool, right? And this just looks cool too, actually. When you find rocks that's got this stuff in it, it looks good. But I don't think it makes it through the tumbler, which is the other thing to set you off. Okay, so the last thing too is going to be just some of the piece. Oh. So I looked up the rhodium. And then I looked up the chlorite. Because I thought rhodium chlorite, and I don't know, I can't remember exactly what Richie Rich there said. I'll have to look at the comment again because now I've forgotten because I've gone on with some learning. But then I remembered I found this at the beach the other day and you guys like saw me find it, but it didn't get in frame. So as I was looking up chlorite, all right, chloritis, a light green stone, from the Greek chloros, meaning light green, and then it's like a soft olive green mineral, right? This guy's soft. It said consisting of minute scales, but I have no idea what that means. I'm just assuming maybe that means you can't see. Like, this thing is so soft, and it said it was allied to mica and talc, so I don't know what that means. It definitely feels like talc. It doesn't seem, but maybe mica because it's got edges on it. It's soapy to the touch. Like, this is the best one I've found. Like, sometimes I find small green ones, but they will have like lines in them, and I've been calling them more like greenstones or like green jaspers. And I might actually, now that I've seen this one, I might have a blue one. But isn't that cool? A straight up chlorite. Like, this is straight mineral. Straight mineral. So that's kind of cool. Very cool, actually. Very, very cool. So I'm, yeah, pretty excited about that. But on that note, so like when it comes to like chlorite and calcium, I'm gonna have to brush up on that a bit because I didn't really realize that calcium was so important. And here's just some of these other pieces that I brought. So important in most widely diffused of the alkaline metals, and that it's light yellow, very ductile and malleable. So like I was just showing you that green guy, that chlorite, I must have found some like calcium chlorite pieces that are like mixed, would be my guess, because they are lined stripy yellow and olive green. So, and if that's like how that works, then that's how that works, and that would be cool. All right, these are very nice pieces, eh? So rock saw joys. I guess if we can't get the rock saw going, then we might smash this. Tomorrow, I would really like to go back to the scene of the crime on this one. There's a huge fungus there also that looks very interesting. How I like big fungus. But I have to like climb way up to get in there. The film said big fungus, and I showed this piece off lots. That's the piece I was going to look for chunk of something good though, wasn't it? Isn't it cool? Yeah. It was this piece of thing. Yeah, so anyways, that is that. That was mostly what I wanted to show, was that I must still have a piece in the truck the teethy piece. But that was mostly what I wanted to show. These are nice anyways. Alright, so that was 25 minutes of rocks. Thanks for watching.